Not too long ago, I did an NFL season preview, both on the podcast and on YouTube videos, picking my teams to win each division and to go on to the playoffs, Super Bowl, whatever it may be. With all the trades that have gone down and all this movement, Andrew Luck retiring, the Jadeveon Clowney, Laremy Tunsil, all that, I've kind of went back and revisited my playoff picks. And I kind of feel that since the season hasn't started, it's only been a couple weeks, I can kind of tweak those just a little bit because I do think those have a major impact on what's going to happen. If we start with the AFC, not a whole lot technically changed. I still have the Patriots winning the East. I think they're just far superior than anybody in that division. I still have the Steelers winning the North. It was tough between them and the Browns. I tend to lean on the Steelers' not history, but experience in that and keeping them above the Browns and winning the North. The big change is in the South. I had the Colts winning the division. I ended up changing that to the Texans. They're going all in. They made the playoffs last year. They lost Clowney, but they did get Laremy Tunsil. I think they're maybe not done. They're going all in this year, so I think they're going to win the division, especially with Andrew Luck missing or retiring. I think the Colts will still have some success, but I think the Texans end up winning that division. The West, I think that's the Chiefs pretty easily. Wild card, I had the Chargers and the Browns as my two wild card teams in the past, and that's not going to change. I think the Chargers are kind of falling back a little bit. There were a Super Bowl dark horse. I think they've taken a step or two back. Browns are a team that I think could win the division. I really have questions about their head coach, and can he build off of what they did last year. And that's a big jump for a team that's been losing so bad lately to make that jump into a playoff team. So I think they're going to make the playoffs, but my expectations are tempered a little bit. I think the two teams to kind of look out for are the Colts and the Jaguars, and I think that's a lot of because I think this AFC South is going to be such a competitive division. All four of those teams, at one point trying to do this, I like, well, maybe the Titans are going to win. Oh, maybe the Jaguars. And then I kind of flip, well, maybe the Colts will still win it. So I think that's going to kind of play in. I think the Jaguars are a team that it's got a lot of talent. If Nick Foles can kind of elevate them back to what Blake Bortles did a few years back, they can definitely make the playoffs. The Colts, they've got a team built around Jacoby Brissett. So if he could play well, they could still do it. So other than that, there's not a whole lot out there. Buffalo, any of the teams in the AFC East, I don't think they're going to make a playoff run. I don't think the Ravens are going to have a good year. The Broncos, I think they'll be solid, but I don't see them making the playoffs. In the NFC, did have a few changes. I put the Eagles as winning the East. I originally had the Cowboys doing that. With the drama surrounding Ezekiel Elliott, it's kind of caused me to kind of fall a little bit on the Cowboys. And the more I looked at the Eagles, the more I saw a team that has a potential to get to the Super Bowl. So that bumped them up. I have the Bears still winning the North over the Vikings. I still have the Saints winning a very competitive NFC South. And I still have the Rams, for now, winning the West, returning to the playoffs for a third straight year. Wild card, I originally had the Falcons and the Eagles. I'm keeping the Falcons in there. They're a team that I think, with their getting all those guys back, they're going to make a big jump back into the playoffs this year. And replacing the Cowboys in the playoffs, I have the Seahawks. They're a team that I flirted with making the playoffs before, but now getting Jadeveon Clowney, I think that pushes them ahead. A couple teams that I think have a shot. The Panthers, I'm really high on. I think they're continuing to get better. And the Minnesota Vikings, here's a team that was a Super Bowl contender coming into last year, and they just missed out on the playoffs. I think getting their offense kind of on the right track, improving that offensive line, getting Kirk Cousins another year, I think they have the potential to do so. All right, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of the NFL Draft Geek podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of NFL news heading into the start of the season. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe, SoundCloud, iTunes, or Stitcher. Wherever you subscribe, make sure you rate and review. That gets the word out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at draft_Brian. Follow me on my YouTube channel also. And make sure you're hitting up NFLDraftGeek.com for all your draft needs. Thanks for listening.